Hey guys, we're back in the garage and we're trying to wire up some audio right now. So we got the leftover speaker still in here from when it was a Nintendo Versus cab. So I'm gonna try and reuse this. And my plan is to use, you can see that boxy thing there. That's actually a cheap subwoofer I had from some speakers laying around. But on the back of that has an output for like a 1/4" jack, like to another set of speakers. Excuse me. So what I'm planning to do is take that 1/4" jack, split it, and pull back the casing, and then tap into this. And I believe you need power to run audio through this thing. So that thing has like a little crappy amp inside of it. So the signal coming out of it should work. So let me show you what I got going on back here. Ignore the wire mess. Oh, you can't see. Well, just take my word for it. There's an audio jack in the back, and then that's just plugged into the PC. Well, I can show you that. The audio port in the PC, the old green wire. This thing is like, oh my god, I think it's over 10 years old. It is dated. HP Pavilion A000. I don't even know what the hell that is. Anyway, it's old. So that's going through the subwoofer, to the subwoofer, and then out of that is this, where's that, spliced mess that I got, and I end up just, can we focus on that? So it's a stereo cable, which means you have a left and a right, so there's actually two sets of wires, common ground, so it's a ground, and a red and a white for your right and your left signal. What I ended up doing though, because this is I'm pretty sure this is a mono game. Well, it's a mono speaker because we only got one speaker. I just twisted the left and right signal together and the grounds together so that way we only have two. And I think this should work fine. And then all we're going to do, we're just going to twist them into the existing speaker wire that was coming out of the original speaker. So let me grab my freaking tripod. I cleaned up around here. I don't even know where everything is now. Go figure, right? Okay, so we got the two, and they're super flimsy too, which kind of sucks, but I'm just gonna make do. So it doesn't even matter which the right or the white coming out of the speaker. It doesn't matter. You just pick one, and then all you're gonna do is just twist them together. And then I might solder these just because it's so friggin' thin gauge of a wire. That way they don't slip off like in the middle of moving around or something. Oh, did you hear that? We actually got noise coming out of it, so I think it's doing its job. And the speaker's not turned on right now, so actually we're not going to be able to hear anything. So all you're doing is twisting these together. And we separate a little bit more. I might just tape it up. It's not hurting anything. And then, let me turn on my subwoofer. And it sounds like we got sound. So let me coin it up. Oh yeah. We got audio now. Coming out of this thing, speaker grill. And actually we got some low-end bass tones coming out of that piece of crap. But most of what you're hearing is coming out of this thing. And what's cool is we can actually adjust the volume with this old speaker that has volume control in it. So real quick, that's how you set this audio for this thing. It's nothing fancy. You just output it out to the speaker. And if you wanted to, you could just keep the original PC speakers and just mount them up here or anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. I was just trying to make it original. But yeah, so that's that. I'm just gonna clean up these wires. I'm not gonna record it, but either solder or electrical tape this, and then just kind of tie it back out of the way. I need to do a whole lot of wire management back there anyway. Oh, poor Felix died. So yeah, that's that. And now that that's done, let's see if we can't wire up the control panel. All right, so we are in my cold, dark work. I don't even know if you can see my breath. Yeah, see that? That's how cold it is. Anyway, so we're in the workshop closet only because I got the jet engine blasting in the other room. I'm trying to heat it up. So just real quick, we can run through this. So these are like some cheap. I got these buttons off eBay because I couldn't find I couldn't find the right blue I wanted. It was like a weird blue that from all the other websites, so I ended up getting them from eBay, and they're whatever. They got some cheap micro switches in them. So yeah, if you don't know how to put the micro switch in, all you do is you just line up with these notches here to the corresponding hole on the corners of the switches, and you want to make sure the red clicker is facing the top of the button. Ooh. So let me just hammer through this real quick. And that back. That's one. So, we got some clickety-clacking buttons in. And then these micro switches I had left over stuck on the original joystick, so we're not going to mess with that at all. But, I mean, for cheap buttons, they got some good action to them. So anyway, we're going to put that bastard aside. And to wire this up to work with the PC, I actually got this off eBay too from some dude in China. I think it was China. Something I couldn't pronounce. And all it is a USB. What do they call it? Actually, I think the thing is PC to JAMA USB arcade game controller USB interface MAME/PS3 to MAME. All it is lets you use micro switches to signal a USB, so it goes to your PC. So if you don't feel like dishing out $60 or whatever it is now for an iPack or JPack or whatever the pack, this I think this was like $15. So yeah, all you do is just each one of these prongs. Let me get it a little bit closer. Each one of these, damn it. Each one of these prongs here corresponds to a positive and a negative. Same thing you'd have on your the buttons. And all you do is you just match that to your buttons and then output to USB, and then your computer reads it as if it's a USB controller. Like if you were to plug your Xbox controller into your PC, it does the exact same thing. And then, so then once we have that wired up, that game that's actually running in that cab runs off of keyboard strokes. So there's a couple ways we could do this. One way, which I'm thinking about using, is it's called Joy to Key, which converts your joystick buttons to keystrokes, which is another thing you could do if you're using MAME, because MAME works off of keyboard characters as well. If you want to save money, and all it does is whenever you click a button, it then triggers in the software to fire like the A button or the B button, so that your application can understand the controls coming in. So that's one route. Another route is the wrapper that the dude made, the iFixit Felix wrapper. It actually does keyboard mapping in there from the USB controller, so you can just use that if you want, and that'd probably be the easiest way to do it. So let's get the pin out for this, and then you got a long ass USB cable as well. And the pin out is as such. If you buy one of these and you don't get a pin out, I think I found this on some like dark corners of the internet, just randomly, because some people were complaining that it wasn't working correctly. And so here's the USB what is that? I guess it's an input device. And then that's your pinout that you're going to go for. You can see there's a correction here. Do not use for 17. But we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons and 4 joysticks. So we're going to use player 1 side, which is, if you're looking at it with the USB thing sticking up, player 1 side's on the right. So we don't have to mess with this side at all. We're actually just going to be wasting a lot of wires. And we just need to use the ground for all of them. 15, 14, 13, 12, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So 8 buttons altogether, or 8 switches altogether. So, and then they give you this stupid tangled mess of wires with and the inputs on these things look really weird too. See that? It's like a 4. I don't know. It's probably got a name for it because it's really tiny, like contacts on the thing. So all you do is just plug it in, and it doesn't matter which one you use. You might need to do some creative thinking as far as most efficient. Like you don't want to, if you're only using one button, you don't want to use a 4 button thing. Just stuff like that, but you'll figure it out. So let me zoom back out. Get this up, and this should be my ground because there's a shit ton of them. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for button 4. So I'm gonna grab a 4 pack, and then I'm gonna need another 4 pack for the up, down, left, right. 2, 3, 4. Side. So 2 4s, and one of these will be ground. I think it's only one. See what I mean by tangled mess? And those can go to the side. And then we'll just need this. So, you guys can't see shit, can you? Alright, so we got this guy. Let's do button 1, 2, 3, 4 first. So all you do is you take one of the 4 packs we pulled, and then it's on the outer side of the right side, and you just plug it into the last 1, 2, 3, 4 down there. 2, 3, 4. That's that. And then the joystick, which is 15, 14, 13, 12. No, I'm sorry, 15, 14, 13, 12. So if you count up 2 on the left prongs on the right side, that sounded weird, then that's your joystick. So skip 2, go down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one's our joystick, and this one, oh my god, they've been curled up for like 6 months in my garage. So it looks something like that. And then the ground, what do I do with the ground wires? We don't need this many. Actually, you know, I think I'm gonna cut these off after well, I shouldn't do that now. I should make sure I have enough room. Ground is on the right side, count down 3 on the left prongs, left set of prongs. So that's your ground. Did this come with mounting feet? Hell no. That would have been too cool, right? So then with this, all we're going to do is mount this underneath the control panel, like somewhere in the middle, and then just run our wires to that. So let me go ahead and wire this up real quick. Joystick's messing me up. Pin out. So we know which one's a ground. So let's do up, down, left, right, which is this one, top one. So then up, this will be backwards, will be down. So this one's this. down. Next one is down. Left and right. Oh, I did that wrong. That's it. Left, right, right. Yeah, this one. And right's up top. Ah, shit. My cardboard box workbench is failing me. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And this doesn't really matter. Because they're going to be mapped differently anyway. Actually, all these really don't matter because they're going to be mapped differently, but just for consistency's sake. Alright, then we got our long ass ground wires. Which if I mount this here-ish, I don't think we need a whole lot. Whatever, I'll just start with the first one. And then just work your way around. You'll see what I'm doing. Well, you get the gist. You can check out my joust video on wiring up these things if you need more detail. But all you're doing is just going, hitting each one, because all the grounds need to be connected. Yeah, the joust video, I think I forget which part it is, but it's actually all about wiring up like a JAMA cabinet, and the same thing can be applied to this as well. These things are snug. Zip tie. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie the rest of this crap too, because it's all over the damn place. And then let me go grab some PCB board feet, since this piece of Chinese crap didn't come with any. So hold on one second. Cool. So let's put a little feet on there just to kind of just mount it. I don't know. And when you do this, be careful. More so when you screw the board onto the feet. This goes in any PCB actually. You don't want to use a power drill like I just did on these, because if you over torque it, you're gonna snap the board. These things are flimsy as hell. I've broken a couple. Not a couple. I broke one, and that was enough to pretty much never do it again. It was actually a monitor chassis for a working 25-inch monitor too, which really pissed me off because it was about a $150 repair job. Well, not repair, I ended up just getting a new one because I went right through that bad boy. Anyway, so yeah, don't use a drill for the top thing, and then be careful when you go to put these in, because if you over torque it, the little board's gonna like twist out because it's got tension on the feet. So anyway, these are wired up, and then all you gotta do is you just plug this USB cable into this guy, you couldn't see that because my hand was in the way, into this guy, and then output the USB to your PC. So hopefully I got them. I mean, I followed the pin out. Hopefully I got it correct. Let's see if we at least have any input reading. So what you're gonna do is when you plug this in your computer, you can go into your control panel and see if it's actually working correctly. So let's do that now. Alright, we got our control panel. I already plugged in the USB cable to the PC. So then you take this one, which is, I forget the name of this one. It looks like a printer USB cable. It's just a different size. Different size connector. Anyway, plug that bastard in. And, ooh, would you hear that? PC recognizes it. So there's no like indicator light or anything on the actual board. So let me just go ahead and set this in there. Get my cord out of the way. Just another cord. I got a zip tie or something. Ooh, is that gonna close? Yep. And let me get out of this game. Alright. All I did was just Alt 4. Close it. And it may look like that the aspect ratio is correct. However, it is actually sideways. I just made the wallpaper this way. So then when it loads up, you see Fix it, Felix. Anyway, I'm rambling. So let me get my damn mouse. And then, that being said, you're gonna have to bear with me to look at this sideways. Zoom in here. And then find the, oh, this is really weird sideways. Sideways without a mouse pad, even worse. Where is... Go to go to control panel. This is the XP, by the way, this old ass PC. And then you're gonna go to, what is it? I believe it's printers and other devices. Yeah, game controllers. And then right there you can see arcade console. Ooh, you can't see shit because it's blurry. Anyway. If you open up your controllers, you should see two, well on this one you'll see two, you'll just see your USB controller. And then if you go to properties, you see that? What that does is it lets you know that your buttons are working. And why is that the farthest I can zoom? Let me get the camera up a little bit closer. And focus. So you see that button right there lighting up, which is this button right here. If you were to look at the mouse, looking at it through the camera is really weird. This button right here will be 1. This one should light up for 2, 3, and 4. And then up on the joystick, this little cursor moves up. Down on the joystick moves down. Right moves it right, and then left moves it left. So I wired it up correctly the first time, which I'm really surprised. So that works. Getting closer to being able to play a game. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to get the game actually running on your PC. So first we're going to go to this forum arcade controls forum post. And if you just Google best version of Fix It Felix Jr. for an arcade cabinet, it's like the second one. I'll provide a link too. But what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to the second post. There's going to be 3 items here that kind of give you information. But at the very bottom is the zip file that you're going to download, which is the executable of the Disney leaked version. So go ahead and save that to wherever. Just remember what directory you saved it in. And I'll just take a few seconds. And make sure, you can go ahead and read through all this. I'm kind of just summarizing everything just to get you guys up and running. But there's a lot of stuff in here that I read to kind of figure out what the hell I'm doing. So once that's downloaded, go ahead and open it. I've already installed it, so let me kind of clear all this crap out. Yep. Okay, so you get this zip file, and you're going to extract it here. And then you'll get 4 files. You get your executable, your boot up screens, this data folder that has all your sprite sheets and your sound effects and crap in there. And you can go ahead and delete this. And yeah, so this is your actual game right here, this executable file. You just click on that and your game would run. But before we do that, we're going to download a couple more things. If you go back to the initial site and click on the first link, it takes you to another thread with some more information. Here's the table of contents. Go through the first post is the leaked version. Second is this guy Bad Boy Bill made his own version, and then some dude named Sajak did his own. We're just going to do the leaked version because that's what we're working with. And to note, if you're using Windows XP, you're going to need to download this thing called VC++ 2008 redistributable files. And once you install that, it should load up fine. I had some issues with that. Here's some command line arguments if you want to create a batch file. We're not going to mess with that. Zoom, because when you open it up, it's not full screen. Here's your controls. C is insert coin. Start. Just read through those. This is what I'm actually trying to get to. The mods and extras. So these are custom sound effects because if you load up the game, you're actually not going to hear like Wreck-It Ralph say I'm going to wreck it or Felix say I'm going to fix it. So we're going to download these custom WAV files and essentially just overwrite the files that are in the data folder. And there's like a brief description on what the sound effects are. And I only used the top one. Some of them I couldn't get to work. But yeah, just go through to your own discretion, figure out what you want. Download that in the same directory. And open that folder back up. And then extract those files. And you should get 2 WAV files. And all you're going to do, well, let's delete this zip file. You're just going to take these 2 sound waves and drop them right into your data folder and replace them. So the same file name here, you're just overwriting the files. So that way when your game plays, these sound effects will be triggered instead of the normal ones that don't have a voice or anything like that. And then the last thing is the wrapper, which is made by this dude named Dragon King, or the Dragon King, called I Fixed It Felix Jr. And he made a wrapper that goes essentially a program on top of the game that gives you functionality like full screen mode. You can remap controls, joystick support. You can exit the game. There's bezels for kind of like a MAME style, like this one right here. If you want to do that route, hide the cursor. You can do high score now, high score saved, initials, and there's free play mode, which is pretty awesome, and extra lives too. So on this site, just scroll down over to the right, you'll see Fix It Felix Jr. in a tiny window, and you're going to right click the bottom one called Fix It Felix Jr. .5.3 and save it. I already went ahead and did that. Put in the same directory, and when you unzip it, you're going to have, I think, 5 files. Yeah, I already went ahead and unzipped it. You're going to get, excuse me, you're going to get the exe, which is the new exe, config file, a readme file, some bezel files, and settings.exe. This is the one you want to click on as setting. That's how you're actually going to configure your game to work with joysticks and set up stuff like free play. So open that up, and you got a few options like orientation, makes it full screen because by default it doesn't do that for some reason. Here's your joystick controls, dip switch settings in the bottom corner. So I'll just show you what I did for my setup. So for orientation, you do 90 degrees clockwise because I'm using a 20-inch monitor flipped on its side. Go over to joysticks, set it to 1, and then everything is going to be in order starting from 0 because I think it has to do with the index for programming. So coin 1 will be 0, start button will be 1, start button 2 will be 2, and so on. And you can kind of ignore coin 2 unless you want to wire up your coin buttons. I didn't. And I'm using free play anyway, so it doesn't really matter. When you come down to the exit, this is pretty cool. It just closes out the program. I set mine to start button 1 and 2. So if you hit both of those buttons together, it'll exit out of the game and go back to your desktop. And then you can set your extra lives if you want. I just left that alone. And then I clicked free play because I'm tired of using quarters. and then make sure you click save, and then when you boot your game up, all of this stuff should take place. And you want to make sure you use the fifj.exe file instead. Okay, so we saw that control panel, the OS is seeing our joystick inputs, and then if you configured your Fix It Felix wrapper correctly to use the joystick, then everything should work. So let's fire up a game and see if it works. We got the code running, whatever that's called, and I have it set on free play, so we don't have to worry about wiring up any coin mechs. You can't see because of the bezel, but it says free play down there. And then we're gonna hit one player start, and that should load up a game. And hopefully we got this controller working correctly. Alright, we got left, right, up, down, jump, and fix. Looks like it's working. Yeah. Shit. Cool. I'm just gonna play this first level and then we'll actually do a gameplay review. Make sure these controls are working. Looks like they're working, guys. Alright, well now that this is up, let me set the tripod up directly onto the screen and let's actually play a few rounds and do a little review of this game. Alright, just gonna do the typical Windows load. Fix It Felix wallpaper, and then boot directly into the game. And bam. And before we start playing, I want to show you what this scanline generator tool is actually doing. Alright, we're zoomed in. What I'm going to do is just turn on and off the scanline generator and see if we can tell the difference of what's going on. Alright, right now it's on. And now it's off. On. Back on. So, hopefully you can see that on the camera. All it really is doing is just putting vertical lines through the image to make it look more like it's a CRT monitor. So we're set up for free play. All I gotta do is hit one player start, and we should be good to go. Alright, so we have a jump button and a fix button. And a lot of people say that the jump button actually doesn't do anything because you can't jump high enough to get on the next level. But it's actually not even made for that. If you hit the up button, it goes to the next level. The jump button is for later levels when you have to jump over obstacles. And the way you do that is you point in the direction you want. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Damn it, bricks. point the direction you want, and then hit the jump button, and he leaps in that direction. So right jump, right jump, right jump, right jump, left jump. Alright, so now we got the jump button out of the way. I'm going to actually see if I can beat this level. And all you do is just jump around. I'll get this pie and give me like, essentially just gives you star power. So you can get hit by bricks and it doesn't do anything. I think you move a little bit faster too. And the first level is actually really easy. You just, there's no obstacles or anything. Like later on there's like ducks and stuff that fly by and potted plants that like block your view from getting above. But it does get harder. Oh shit. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. Shit. It's also hard playing with a camera in your face too. And all this is just like the movie, which is pretty awesome. And this bastard Nice Lander's gonna throw me off the roof. Or throw Ralph off the roof. And it's much of the same. I mean, it gets harder, like I said, but the levels look identical. And later on, you'll notice windows will get broken again after you fix them, so you have to jump back down. Actually, it just happened just then. Damn it. So I gotta get back down here. I believe that was over 5,000 points is why I made that music. So that's really what's added on this second level, is that windows can get broken again. Nothing too difficult, but it does give you an element of added difficulty. Okay, so this one, you see how there's gray bars there that are actually, I forget what you call them, plant boxes or something. Anyway, you can't actually you can't jump underneath of them or above them. So like usually, if I just hit down right here, I'll go to the lower level. But if you're on this one, you can't go anywhere. And then if you try to jump underneath the one, you just bounce right off it. See? So that's what gets added in the third level. And I got a pie. Looks like every 5,000 points you get an extra man. That's what that shit. And I needed it because as soon as I start talking while I'm playing, I die. Come on, you bastard. And you also can't move while you're fixing things, which is kind of a pain. And then if you hit over twice, he automatically goes over twice too, so you gotta be careful not to accidentally hit the joystick, because you'll just keep on walking right into a pile of bricks. Let's see if anything gets added on this level. Extra man. That definitely wasn't... Was that 5,000 points? I guess it was. Oh, this broke again. Yeah, maybe more of those, like, flower box things got added. I don't know. I don't really see a whole big difference with this level and the last level. Shit. Oh, there's a duck. I guess it makes sense for the ducks to be at the higher level. Why would they be flying so low, right? And I don't know if you can jump over a duck. I don't think you can. Because they're moving pretty damn slow. Shit. If I had more than one man left, I'd attempt it. Oh, shit. No! Alright, it's my last dude. Can't die. Effing ducks need to get out of my freaking way. So, ducks definitely step it up a bit. Excuse me. Bling. And there's one more thing I wanted to show you. I'm hoping they do it in this level. There it is. See that big glob of bricks at the top? That thing is what you can jump over, and I'll show you. I'll show you after. Shit. Shit! That was the last level too. Well, not the last level. I'm sorry. That was the. My last man. Come on. I don't know why it's keeping this high score. This is definitely not the highest score I've gotten. Yeah, that's weird. It shouldn't even be on the scoreboard. The high score is actually 38,000. So, which isn't great. I mean, I haven't really played a whole lot of this game. Anyway, what I was getting at, that glob of bricks that was in the top left corner, that you can actually jump over. If you touch it, you end up dying as well. So you have to jump over it or go around it. But if there's like a duck flying at you, you got to jump over that guy. So, yeah, I mean, that's the gameplay. And we got this cool like little attract mode, which is also in the movie. So essentially, Ralph gets his home taken over by a development that was putting up a housing development. They just move him without his permission. He's pissed, and he's taking out his rage on the house they put up. So really, he's just fighting for what was actually his to begin with, if you think about it. Nice landers. Bunch of dicks. What else can we show? So, and then let's just do 2-player, just to show you what that's like. All it does is it alternates player 1 and player 2. If you're playing with a buddy. Yeah, come on. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, well, you know what? You get it. Player 2, as soon as player 1 dies, player 2 jumps in. I accidentally hit player 1 and player 2 together, which, if you remember, that was my hotkey for exiting out of the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't shut down my PC. It just goes back to this splash screen. So, anyway, my mistake, but it's a good spot to leave off because I think I'm pretty much done talking about the gameplay of this. Yeah, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you got any questions about how I set this up, like if I ran through it too quick, or you need clarification, leave me a comment or send me a message, whichever you prefer. And make sure you check out my other videos. I'll have some more. I actually have a whole buttload in the making that just need editing and some like cool effects added. I'm starting to get back into that too. And yeah, that's it. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.